Two people can do the exact same week of work, and one ends Friday energized, looking forward to the weekend. The other ends Friday destroyed, dreading Monday. Same hours, same demands, completely different experience. The difference isn't the workload, it's the fuel underneath. Now, there are two kinds of fuel that drive us humans, leaders, founders. The first is desire. You do things because you want them, because they matter, because there is a genuine pull. It's energizing. Even when it's hard, something underneath feels alive. The second is fear. You do things because of what happens if you don't. The fear of falling behind, the fear that your worth depends on whatever you're doing, the fear that stopping itself is dangerous. From the outside, the two look identical. Same results, same careers, same early starts, same late finishes, but inside they feel completely different and they cost completely different amounts. Fear drive is so expensive. Your nervous system burns through resources, running on threat in a way it simply doesn't when it's running on desire, which is why you can work 8 hours and feel destroyed, and then spend a weekend doing something you love and feel restored. Same hours, completely different fuel. I want to tell you something about my life here in Bali, which is where I live. I moved here for slowness, for space, for a version of my life that wasn't running on a treadmill with no off switch. I built a business, I'd done the work, I'd hit some goals, and I was exhausted in a way that sleep just wasn't fixing. But what I discovered after a few months here was that I brought that very same fuel with me. The location had changed, but the urgency hadn't. The urgency was never about the workload. It was about what I believed would happen if I stopped, that I'd fall behind, that I'd lose momentum, that I'd become less valuable in some way. Those beliefs don't care what time zone you're in. They don't care what country you're living in. The thing about fear drive is that it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like ambition. It feels like being a serious person who takes their work seriously. The feelings are almost identical. Urgency, focus, forward motion, until you stop. And instead of resting, you feel anxious. You realize you haven't been moving towards something. You've been running from something. So how do you know which fuel you're running on? There's a question I ask clients, and I'd love to try it with you right now. Think of something you're currently working towards, a goal, a project, something on your list, and now ask yourself honestly, what am I moving towards? And what am I moving away from? Desire drive has a pull. It draws you forward. It has a positive charge. It might still be hard, it might still be scary, but there's something in it that you actually want. Fear drive has a push. It's propulsive without being nourishing. It is driven by what you're avoiding. Failure, judgment, being left behind, proving something, never being enough. Neither one's lazy, neither one's weak, but only one of them is sustainable. You don't shift from fear drive to desire drive by working less. You shift by asking different questions. Instead of asking, what happens if I don't do this? Ask, what do I actually want from this? Instead of asking, how do I avoid falling behind? Ask, what am I genuinely building towards? It sounds small, but it isn't. The questions you ask shape the state of your nervous system, and the state you operate from determines everything. Your creativity, your decisions, the quality of what you're producing, how it feels to produce it. You're not burned out because you've done too much. You're burned out because you've been running on a fuel that costs too much. The answer isn't to do less. It's to do what you do, but from a different place. If this landed, there's more where it came from. Links below.